What is up, guys? My name is Brando. With a reset in the near future, I'm going to be showing you guys a few tips that I use that help me out a ton at the beginning of a wipe cycle. Before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you find this stuff helpful, then I ask you to please drop a like and maybe a sub. I really appreciate it. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go. Save your found in raid task items. A lot of task items are difficult to find, especially now with the found in raid mechanic. Extracting with these items can be even worse and downright frustrating at times. Items like flash drives, Amelia croutons, 6L31 magazines are some of the many items you need to keep an eye out for early wipe. It's always good to check and see if a found in raid item is used in a future task. It's much better to hold on to these items and save yourself the pain of having to find them again, rather than selling it on the flea market for a small amount of rubles. The Tarkov wiki is a great place to see what items are needed for tasks for these early game missions. Finding a budget gun that you can afford and that suits your playstyle. Every Tarkov player has their own idea of what a budget weapon is to them. This is usually based on the skill level of that player, and it's not meant to be the same for everyone. This is why it is so important to find an early game weapon you can acquire easily and has cheap yet effective ammo, so you're not breaking your wallet every raid. I personally enjoy using ammo with high flesh damage early game and going for soft targets like the face or the legs. The Keter and the MP5 really shine in this situation. Both weapons are very easy to obtain, they have very manageable recoil and high fire rate, making it a perfect close range weapon, great for maps like interchange or customs, but depending on where you find yourself in those maps. Oh, and the ammo is dirt cheap, so that's another bonus. Consume food and meds in raid. This is something that I see a lot of new players doing. They eat and drink before going into a raid, and they use their consumables in the stash. This might be subject to change, as all things are, but currently if you eat and drink while you're in raid, you gain the metabolism experience, which will help you greatly in the long run. Eating and drinking in your stash is okay later on, but early wipe you're going to be thankful you leveled up your metabolism a bit when you find yourself in a raid for longer than anticipated. Don't ensure absolutely everything. This is another major thing I see new players doing all the time. I am guilty for doing this too when I first started playing. It's not worth it, especially early wipe when 90% of players are going to be looting anything they can find just to make that extra ruble. This is very situational depending if you are a solo player or if you run with squad mates, but just keep in mind it's early wipe and people are going to be looting everything they can. People just naturally become greed goblins at the beginning of wipes because they have next to nothing. So instead of paying another 10k rubles to ensure your ghost balaclava, it's best you just select your gun and maybe your contacts instead. Maximize your scav runs and focus on survival. Find a map that you are familiar with and use that as your go-to scav run. There are many guides out there where rich loot locations are, but early wipe, these areas are going to be extremely popular and dangerous. So take the road less traveled and find a few spots that you know that have consistent loot containers and run them whenever you can. Now with the possibility of finding almost anything anywhere, there is a great chance that you could find something really valuable in a random duffel bag or crate. Also, don't be afraid to try nighttime runs. Most players aren't going to have night vision goggles right now, or at least feel the need to run them, so try it out. That being said though, you never know, so expect anything and everything. Oh, and one more thing. You don't have to run at every single gunshot or take every fight that comes your way. The game is about survival, not a victory royale. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Good luck with your raids, guys.